family, we are back with another video and cut the script, okay? We're all natural. Okay, this is your girl Nakia and I have my homegirl here. Her name is Alex and we are here to talk to you today about buying a home. Yes. So, you own a home, correct?
Yes.
And what made you buy a home in the first place?
So, I was living with my dad for a long time. Okay. And I said to myself, when I leave, I'm not going to pay somebody else's mortgage.
Right.
So instead of me saying, all right, I'm going to move out, I'm going to get my own place, I'm going to go rent somewhere else, no. I decided to save up my own money, find programs that will assist me and help me out in regards to buying a house. And I was more in tune and to get into a place that will pay for my mortgage and put money in my pocket.
Right.
So instead of buying a single family, which is more costly, meaning you have to pay your water bill, you have to pay for extra expenses, if the water heater blows or if anything goes bad, you got to come out of pocket. Where instead, I became a landlord. Now I own a three-family property, three-unit house. So now the house is paying for itself and it's paying me. And I own it and I'm living rent-free. So that was the whole, I was like, I'm not going to go down the regular route. Let me do something different.
Okay, right. So, was it easy?
No, it was not easy. First, it's hard because you don't know like what you're getting into. If you're not educated, I highly recommend you educate yourself before you get into buying a house.
Right.
Know the ups and downs, know the steps that you need to take to buy a house, and make sure you understand the language of buying a property, because if you don't, you could just get into anything and not know. Like you could get into bad debt and set yourself up for failure.
So you want people to do their research?
Yes, do your research or reach out to people that have a property. Get advice from people that have been through the experience.
Right.
So,
would you say that you were prepared?
In the beginning, no, because I swear I know everything and I don't, which I'm owning up to. But as I went through the process, I learned as I went. So I recommend, of course, you gain as much knowledge as you can before, right. But you can't know everything before you're about to buy the house or buy a house. It's some steps that you have to take where if you don't take this step, you're not going to learn the next step.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's good to experience it and learn as you go too, but gain as much knowledge as you can before actually buying a house or going through the process.
Right. Now, how much money do you need?
It depends on the property and the situation.
Okay.
But there are plenty of programs, government funded programs that will fund you for your down payment and your closing costs.
What does that mean?
Down payment is money that you have to put down when you officially buy the house. Okay. And closing costs is what you have to pay for, like lawyer fees, or you have to pay your real estate agent, stuff like that, like different processing fees for your paperwork, your loan officer. So you have to pay closing costs and you have to pay a down payment, which is a percentage of how much the house costs.
Right.
So you have to pay those two payments before you purchase the house. But once again, there are programs that fund you depending on your annual income for you to get the house and not have to put no money down. But I highly recommend you have a 3 months of residuals in your bank account. And when I say residuals, I mean money that's going to cover the monthly mortgage before you buy the house. Because if you don't, then the bank's going to be like, they're not going to be able to cover the mortgage. It's just like insurance for the bank. So
right. Okay.
Have a good. I would recommend for a person that's just starting out, at least have a good $5,000 to $6,000 like saved in your bank account, just for safekeeping, and you won't have any issues. And I recommend you have a 720 credit score, so you won't have any issues with any banking or anything like that. So definitely work on your credit. That's highly important.
Okay, so if 720, if they don't have a 720, can you go a little lower?
Yes. You can definitely go lower, but the problem with going lower is the interest rate changes. So the higher your credit score is, the lower your interest rate. The lower your credit score, the higher interest rate. So if you have a high interest rate, which is an APR, you don't they're going to charge you more monthly, and that's not really good for you.
All right. So do you feel like there were any hiccups along the way, or was it just a smooth ride?
No, I definitely had a lot of hiccups. from my first ride. I had a lot of properties where I went to go see. There were unforeseen issues, like you would see the pictures, everything would look nice, but you go there and you walk in a property and it don't look like the pictures. Or I would go through a house where I fell in love with, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my house. I got approved. I got the money. I got the down payment money. I'm ready. But then I go put in a bid and somebody outbid me. And I'm like, oh, it's the end of the world.
Right?
I'm like, oh, I can't do this.
That's a heartbreaking moment.
Right. So I also went through a situation where I was in the process of purchasing a property, but it took so long where it went over my 30 days of having my credit score. So the loan officer had to re-pull my credit, and my credit dropped 2 points, and they would not approve me for the loan.
Because of 2 points?
Yes. So I couldn't buy the house when I was supposed to buy the house. So I had to wait and figure out how to boost my credit score. At this point, I didn't have the knowledge of credit and how I could boost it within 30 days and do what I needed to do to get it up higher. Mm-hmm. But I was terrified. I was like so upset when that didn't work out and that fell through. But everything happens for a reason. So yeah.
What's for you will be for you.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, so did you already have like a realtor and a lender, or did you have to find one?
I had to find one, so I reached out to a few friends that I knew that could give me information about a loan officer, and a real estate agent. So, I had a conversation with the few that I knew or that I was recommended to, and then I just picked whoever I felt was best for me at that time. And I actually stuck with them. So.
Okay. How long did it take? How long was the process to buy the house?
My process was very tedious, and it took longer than it should have because of my hiccups. If you have your T's crossed and your dots dotted, then it'll take 30 to 60 days for you to buy a property. But if you go into it like me, I wasn't educated the way I should have been educated. I was up and down my credit score. I didn't know how to keep my credit score at a certain number. I didn't have a certain amount of money in my bank account that I should have. It was like the paperwork was back and forth, so everything was all over the place. It took, I want to say 3 to 4 months for me to get a house, maybe even longer. So,
okay, 3 to 4 months.
And I was stressed the whole 3 to 4 months.
Whole attitude. Whole attitude.
Ready to smack everybody. Why you looking at me? Smack.
So when you went and put your bid in, how does the bidding process work?
So, when you bid, it's based off what you feel the value of the property is worth and how much you agree to pay to purchase the property.
Right.
And you inform which if you don't have that education or you don't know how to find that information, your realtor will definitely let you know. Okay. These are the comps in the area. This is how much the house is worth. And I would say around this range, this is what you should put in, like the offer you should put in. And it goes based off what you want to put in. So that you got to have that relationship with your realtor where they're telling you everything that you need to know so you can make that decision.
Right. I know we talked about that, but I wanted to reiterate on it because I know that when it's like the bidding process is happening, it's like may the best man win.
Right.
And now you got to again put your poker face on fast.
Right. But right now, because Corona is over, the market is ridiculous. Like my dad put in an offer for a house, and I think the house was like worth $250. He put in a bid for $255. Somebody outbid him. Like it was a couple people putting bids on the house.
Right.
That house sold for $300,000, and it was a single family. So yeah, and there's people out there. Like one time I put in for a condo, and I think it was like $135. And somebody outbid me. I put in for $132 or something like that. Somebody outbid me with cash with $136. Whole attitude.
Oh, so they had just cash. You could do that.
Yeah. People invest and have straight cash where they could just buy the property and put it in the bid.
And cash kind of trumps everything.
Sometimes it's not that they have the cash. They actually get funding from lenders, hard money lenders that will actually give you the cash. Hard money lenders are non-traditional lenders, and their interest rates are higher. So like a regular traditional lender would be a bank that gives you a regular mortgage. A hard money lender, once you get money from them, you gotta pay that money back in a certain time frame. So, but they give you cash. They don't give you like, oh, you got to pay a monthly payment. They give you cash, and they charge you like points and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned a condo. So you have a 3-family, and what are you doing now? Like, are you interested in moving into real estate?
Yes. So I'm looking to add more properties to my portfolio. I want to buy and hold maybe like 2 or 3 more in the next 2 to 3 years. Okay. But on top of that, I'm gonna gear myself more into Airbnbs because it seems like that's where the money is.
Right. Interesting. So
I gotta do my research and figure it out. So,
research is important. People don't do enough research.
Yeah, people fake read. You read the first 2 chapters or a paragraph or 2 and think you know it all. No, you need you to read this, read that, talk to this person, get some information from that person, read some reviews over here. But yeah. So.
Okay, so is there anything else would you like to say to the viewers about the house buying process?
I would say, like I said before, get as much information as you can from anybody that has been through the home buying process, because what they messed up on, you could definitely skip that step and be ahead of the game. Like for me, I wasn't prepared in the beginning because I wasn't educated. So if I would have asked people more about the home buying process, I would have knew more, or I wouldn't have taken 3 to 4 months. I would have took 30 to 60 days, and I would have had a house. So I would say just reach out to people, talk to people to find out like what you need to do to get going the right way instead of doing it the wrong way. And I would say take advantage of the home buying programs that will give you assistance. So out here in Connecticut, in New Haven, we have New Haven Home Buyers Program. We also have the LCI program. I think it's called LCI, and it's downtown City Hall. Both of those programs I know definitely give you down payment assistance, and they help you with your closing costs as well. So
you just dropped them Jews. Listen, guys. So these are the basic questions that I know everyone has been asking me about buying a home. So she just answered all that for you. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment. Remember to subscribe, right? And click share so you never miss a beat. And later on in another video, I will actually tell you my story and answer some of the questions that you have. Okay? So with that being said, see you later, alligator.
Bye.